Mr. Her. That is Arabic for good evening. Mr. Brigade. We're doing lesson 4.5, Introduction to Parallel Lines. We're starting out with some definitions here, so you might want to pause throughout because I already have them filled in, but I'm going to read them off to you. So we're starting with a plane. A plane is a surface. It has length and width and no depth. 3 points determine that line. When we get to chapter 6, we will learn a lot more about planes. But basically right now, anything that we write on this piece of paper, we're writing on a plane. The piece of paper is on your desk. The desk is a plane. Okay, so it's basically a two-dimensional figure. It has length and width. It just doesn't have the depth, okay, or height as you would think about it. What does it mean to be coplanar? It means to be coplanar. All right, well, we had collinear before, and what it meant. Collinear meant they were all on the same line. So coplanar here means they're all on the same plane. Okay, so we're thinking of the idea of all on the same plane. So when objects are on the same plane, is what we have here. Pretty simple. The other hand of that then would be non-coplanar. Non, there's a little English lesson, meaning the not part of it, so they're not in the same plane. Everything we're doing here is going to be in the two-dimension until we get to chapter 6. Then we're going to throw that curveball at you, but as of right now, that's it. A transversal is a line that intersects two other lines. So if I were to draw a picture here, get my drawing tool out. So a transversal, we have a line and another line. The transversal would be the line there, I'll call it T, that's the transversal. This line here, because it's the one that's cutting, intersecting two other lines. What does it mean to be interior? Interior means between the lines. So, hey, I'm looking at, here's the two lines, right? So where's interior? Interior to me is like, we're inside. So we're in the house. So here, 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 and here would be interior. So interior is between the lines. Staying up with me? Exterior now, we'll do an orange here. Exterior means outside the lines. Well, inside the lines, we're going outside the lines. So here, 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 and here would be exterior. Okay, so you got to find where those lines are that you're using. You got to find the transversal, then you got to tell what's inside and what's outside. Whoopsie. Alternating interior angles. Okay, so we're going to be looking at a picture. What does it mean to be alternating interior? Well, let me break it down for you. Alternating means opposite sides. So this idea of alternating is going to refer to as the opposite sides of the transversal. Interior, hence we just learned the interior, means inside. Okay, so alternating interior angles are on opposite sides of the transversal and inside. So in our case, these two here would be alternating interior. These two would be alternating interior. Moving on, alternating exterior. We just learned alternating. Alternating means opposite sides. Exterior, we just learned that means outside the line. So we're having opposite sides of the transversal and outside. So we'd say this top right corner, this bottom left corner. This top left corner, this bottom right corner would be alternating interior angles. Corresponding angles. To me, corresponding angles are in the same location, different lines. Example, top right corner. So to me, let me get a different color out here. To me, if I said this was the angle I was looking at, its corresponding angle would be the one that would be in the top left corner. So it's top left corner in this group, okay, because this would be one group, this would be the second group of angles. Top left, those would be corresponding. Oh, hey, here we go. Bottom right, those would be corresponding. So the way my brain remembers it, same location, different group of lines. Okay. These rules here are a lot better when we learn if the lines are parallel or not. So if we have parallel lines, that means they're in the same plane and they're never going to intersect. You've learned this rule already. So you'll notice lines will be parallel. And how you can tell, because what you'll notice on the lines is you'll notice these arrows. So if you notice arrows on the lines like that, that ends up meaning that those lines are being parallel to each other. That's the symbol. You know, like how we mark things congruent, that's the symbol that you're going to have. Okay. There's another word that's not on here that I would like to talk about, since we have alternating interior, alternating exterior, and corresponding. What I'm going to add would be consecutive interior. Okay. What that means is it's not alternating. Alternating meant opposite sides. So consecutive means same side. So we got same side, and we're going to be, you know, of the transversal. And inside of the picture. So what we're referring to there would be like these two angles right here. This one and this one would be same side interior, consecutive interior. Do you think there's a consecutive exterior? If you said you're right, give yourself a pat on the back, because consecutive exterior also exists. Consecutive exterior angles means you got it, same side of transversal. And outside of the picture. So referring to that would be this angle here and this angle over here. So they're same side of the transversal, and they're both exterior. Exterior here, exterior here. So these two angles right there. If you need to let these soak in. Make yourself some note cards. Put this piece of paper under your pillow when you sleep. However you're going to get it into your brain, you need to know these 5 things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These angle names. Okay. Once you know them, then it'll make things a lot easier, because we're going to be using them in the rest in 4 here and then in 5. Okay. So let's look at this picture here. Okay. So AB is parallel to CD. The first thing we want to do is we want to name the transversal. So we know that these are parallel. We'll mark the symbols parallel. We want to know what's the transversal. Well, we said the transversal, if you read it up here, the transversal is the line that cuts into the other two. It intersects the other two. So the transversal is going to be this line right here, which in our case is going to be EF. Okay. Now we're going to name our angles, and it says name all the pairs. So we're going to start with alternating interior. Well, what it meant? Alternating meant different sides of the transversal and inside. So to me, let's highlight what's inside. So we're looking, okay, here's inside. Inside is all here. Here and here is inside to me. Okay, now they need to be alternating. So what do we have? Ooh, 3 is inside. Its alternating partner is 6. So angle 3 and angle 6. Okay. The other set would be angle 4 and angle 5. Pretty simple, right? Okay. Let's switch it up. Let's go to a different color, and let's do alternating. Okay, so we got alternating, different sides of the transversal, and exterior. So same 2 parallel lines. Where's the exterior? Exterior would be here and here, here and here. There's the exterior. And we want alternating exterior. So if I started with angle 1, its alternating exterior partner, bingo, number 8. 1 and 8 would be alternating exterior. Then 7 would match with 2. 7 and 2. Okay. Corresponding now, that one has a lot more to go into it. So if we have 2 for alternating interior and alternating exterior, when we get to corresponding, we're going to end up having 4. So corresponding angles, if we go back up, corresponding angles have the same location, but they're using different lines. So this is what I will refer to as a pod. These four, numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, that's one group, that's a pod. The second pod is 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's a group cluster of 4 is what we're saying. So if I start with 1, 1 is in the top left. Its corresponding partner would be number 5, which is also in the top left in this other pod. So the corresponding angles over here would be angles 1 and angle 5. A second set of corresponding would be, let's say, angle 2 and angle 6. Why? Because this is in the top right, and 6 is in the top right in this group. So angle 2 and angle 6. Moving on, angle 3 matches angle 7, because they're both bottom left. And last would be 4 and 8. Okay, corresponding usually has a lot more in play than the other two. You'll always have 2 alternating interior, 2 alternating exterior, and usually 4 corresponding. Finishing it up, we have consecutive, and I hinted to you, same side. So consecutive, meaning same side interior. Well, same side interior, we know the interior if we have them there and there. So the interior is striped right in here, right in here. We're inside the house. Look, I'm inside the house. There's the walls. We got the 4 walls. We're inside the house. So where are we? Okay, we're trapped inside, interior, but we need same side. So 3, its inside partner would be 5. And then over here, we have 4 and 6. 4, 6. My count says Finishing it up, last thing we have, consecutive exterior. And if you haven't figured it out yet, or turned me off, you will know the outside is here and here, and we want the same side. Picking 1, you're picking 7. Starting with 2, you're finishing with 8. All right. So this part was really heavy on knowing the vocabulary. Flipping the page, we will move to the next one. So, oh man, whoa, check this out. We just made this intense. Kicked it up a notch. What do we have? Identify the relationship between the given angles. Hint, cover up the extra lines that might help. Okay. Well, with you, you'll have to do that. What I'll do is I will highlight in black highlighter so that it'll kind of go away. So we're looking at 24 and 7. 24 and 7 is this group right here. So basically what I would do is I would get rid of that, act like that doesn't exist. Boom! 24 and 7. Now we're looking from a side view. 24 and 7. Here's 24. Here's 7. Okay? Well, let's see here. Here's the lines I'm looking at. There's the 2. This is the transversal. So are we inside or outside? Ah, this is inside the house. So 24 and 7 are outside. So that we know they're exterior. Okay. Well, are they on the same side of the transversal or different? Here's the transversal. 7 is down here, 24 is up there. So they are alternating. They're alternating exterior angles. I'm going to tell you to do one more thing. If we know these lines are parallel, which they are, these lines are parallel, and these set of C, D, E are parallel. If you know you have alternating exterior angles and you have parallel lines, they're going to end up being congruent. Okay, so alternating exterior angles are going to be the same size and be congruent. All right, let's get rid of all this. Let's do the next one. Okay, what does the next one say? 6 and 11. 6 and 11. This is gone, doesn't exist, and we'll get rid of this group here. 6 and 11 doesn't exist. Okay, so 6 is here, 11 is here. Okay, where's the 2 lines? Here's a line, here's a line. This line's the transversal. So 6 to me is outside. 11's inside. Uh-oh. One's inside, one's outside. So it can't be one of the alternating interiors or exteriors. It can't be one of the consecutive interiors or exteriors. So hopefully it's either going to be corresponding, or it's going to be nothing. Well, let's see here. 6 is in the bottom left. 11's in the bottom left. Yay! These are corresponding angles. And if we have parallel lines, which we do in this example, guess what corresponding angles are? Do they look like they're going to be the same size? It's because they are with parallel lines. So corresponding angles are going to be congruent. Continuing, letter C. So we have letter C here. Letter C is 9 and 19. Niner, 19. Was there a niner in there? A little Tommy Boy reference for you. If you haven't seen that movie, check it out. We got 9 and 19. So we've covered up 5 of the 6 pods. We're only left with 1 pod. So 9 and 19. Uh-oh, it's not even one of these choices. What do we have? But we do know what kind of angles they are. What do you notice? Oh, they're across from each other. They're right across from each other, directly across from each other. So 9 and 19 are vertical angles. And what do you know about vertical angles? They're also congruent. We're at 3 for 3 on congruent. Hopefully you are picking this up and you are understanding what I am doing, because if you're not getting the vocabulary, like I said, it's not going to make sense to you. 2 and 10. 2 and 10. 2 is here. 10 is there. Gone. Gone. 2 and 10. Okay. 2 is down here. 10 is up here. There's the transversal. These are the parallel lines. So 2 is outside. 10 is outside. Booyah. Exterior. Same side or different sides of the transversal? Down, above, alternating. And what did we learn? If the lines are parallel, which they are, alternating exterior angles are congruent. Okay. 17 and 13. We have 17 and 13. 17's here. Ooh, 13's down here. So we're getting rid of these. Okay, 17 and 13. 17 here, 13 here. Here's the 2 parallel lines. Here's the transversal. So let's see here. Are we inside or outside? Ooh, 6, 17, 12, and 13. That's all interior. These 2 angles right here are interior. So we know they're interior. So are they same side or are they different sides? Oh, 13. Did I cross over the transversal when I went up to 17? Nope. So we have consecutive interior angles. All right, now this is where we change it up. All right, consecutive interior. They're the same side. Same side. So they're not going to be congruent. Consecutive interior angles, guess what they're going to be? Not congruent. They're going to be supplementary. Hence, that's how I remember it. They're same side. Same side is supplementary. Say it. Good. Get a little more with the S's. Same side, supplementary. Have a little fun with it. Come on. Same side, supplementary. All right. 10 and 11. Diaz. And there's 11. Home say. Okay, let's check it out. Here's our parallel lines. Here's our transversal. 10 is here. 11 is here. Where are they? Inside or outside? Inside. Are they alternating or are they on the same side? Well, 10's here. I have to jump over the line to get over here. So booyah. Alternating. Interior angles. And if exterior angles are congruent as alternating, so are alternating interior angles. So recap it. With parallel lines, alternatings, whether they're exterior or interior, are congruent. Corresponding angles with parallel lines are congruent. Vertical angles are always congruent. Same side or consecutive interior and or exterior are not, because of the same side, they're going to be supplementary. Okay. And then let's look at 2 or 3. 2 or 3 is meant there to hopefully not confuse you, but some of you maybe. 2 and 3. Here's 2, here's 3. So we're getting rid of these two groups and these two groups. Okay. This one's a challenge to me because this one's down in this group. This one's up in this group. Is there even a line connecting these two? Like these two groups? No, there's not. So this one has no relationship. All right, let's speed it up. We're done after we get to L. Okay, so for the next section here, we're going to find X. So we're going to name the relationship, and then we're going to decide if they're congruent, we set them equal. If they're supplementary, we add them to equal 180. So we look at 43 and 4x minus 7. To me, what are they? Okay, are they the same side, or are they on different sides? So they're alternating. Are they interior, exterior? Outside, outside, because here's inside right here. This is inside. So we got alternating exterior angles. And what do you know they are? If they're parallel lines, which these two are, they're going to be congruent. So you're going to set 4x minus 7 equal to 43. Add the 7 over. 4x is equal to 50. Divide by 4. X equals 12.5. Lock it in. I, name the angles, parallel lines. We got 3x plus 20, 5x minus 8. Look at it. Are they inside or outside? This is inside, so these are both exterior. Okay? Are they on the same side of the transversal? Here's the transversal, same side or different sides? I didn't cross over, so they're consecutive exterior. And that means same side. So what are they? Consecutive exterior angles are supplementary. All right, so we're going to take this and this, add it to equal 180. So 3x plus 5x, that's 8x. 20 plus negative 8, we're at positive 12, setting that equal to 180 and solve. Minus the 12, giving you 8x is equal to 168, divided by 8, x equals a grand total of 21. All right, next example here. Here's the two parallel lines that we're looking at. Line, line. Here's the transversal. What do we got? Are they same side or different sides? So to me, here's the transversal. I didn't cross over, so they're the same side, so they're consecutive. Are they interior or exterior? This is all interior here, inside here, so they're consecutive interior. And what do we know about consecutive interior angles? They are supplementary again. So we add them up. 4x plus 6x, that's 10x. We got 50 plus 10, that's 60. Setting that equal to 180 because they're supplementary. Minus the 60 over. 10x is equal to 120 divided by 10. X equals 12. Finishing it up, we have K. Looking at these two lines are the ones that are there. We're not even looking at this group. But what kind of angles are these? They're right across from each other. So we know that they're vertical angles. And what do we know about vertical angles? They're congruent. So 3x plus 8 is equal to 11x plus 4 minus the 3x over. At the same time, I'll minus the 4 over. So we get 4 is equal to 8x divided by 8. And some are going to be like, 2. And I'm going to be like, no. Because 4 divided by 8 is 1/2. Not 2. Don't screw it up. Capiche? Capiche. Last but not least, we got two of them. We got the two lines. We got one inside, one outside. Okay, so maybe they're corresponding. Top left. Bottom left. Darn it, they're not corresponding. So there's no relationship here. But that doesn't mean you can't answer this question. Because what can I do? I can move the 57 over here and say, hey, these two angles are corresponding. And now what do these two? Look at this. These two make a straight line. So I can say, oh, wait a second. 3x minus 9 plus 57 is equal to 180. So 3x plus 48 equals to 180. Subtract the 48 over 3x is equal to 132. X ends up equaling 44. Hopefully this kind of sinks into you. What we want you to do, though, is we want you to try these out, and we're not going to do them on the video here, but we'll talk about them in class. But take a peek at them. Cover up. Use your hands to cover them up, and don't scratch them out, because then you got to keep erasing. But I was able to do that with the highlighter. So get that done, okay, and then get to bed for some sleep. Or if this is the morning time and you're watching this video, take a nap. I don't know. All right. Peace out.